There's a silent conversation happening inside you right now, whether you're aware of it or not. And this conversation is deciding how you feel, how you act, and how you live. It's not the voice of the news, your friends, or your critics. It's your own voice. And here's the truth: the loudest voice you hear every single day is the one in your own head. The question is, what is that voice saying? Is it building you up or tearing you down? Is it fueling your courage or feeding your fears? You see, life will give you enough reasons to doubt yourself. People will question you. Circumstances will challenge you. Failures will whisper in your ear that you're not enough. But you have a choice. You can choose to tell yourself the things that strengthen you from the inside out. You can choose to program your mind every day with words so powerful that they cut through the noise of negativity and anchor you in strength, hope, and clarity. Think of it like this: your mind is a garden. If you plant weeds, don't expect roses to grow. But if you plant seeds of truth, gratitude, and belief every day over time, your life will blossom in ways you can't even imagine right now. Today, I want to give you 9 powerful things to tell yourself every single day, 9 seeds that, if you plant them every morning, will change not just your mood, but your mindset, not just your day, but your destiny. And I promise you, by the time we reach the 9th one, you'll have a new set of words that can carry you through the storms and into the sunshine of your purpose. So don't just listen halfway. Don't treat this like another piece of motivation you scroll past. Stay till the very end, because one of these, maybe the very last one, might be the missing key that unlocks the life you've been praying for. Every morning when you wake up, before you've even brushed your teeth, your mind is already talking to you. It's telling you what kind of day you're going to have, what you're capable of, and sometimes what you're not capable of. This voice is not random. It's shaped by every thought you've repeated, every belief you've fed, and every story you've told yourself about who you are. And here's the powerful truth: the quality of that voice will determine the quality of your life. Because daily self-talk shapes your destiny. Think about it. Every great accomplishment, every step toward growth, every dream that became reality, before it happened in the world, it first happened in the mind. Before the athlete broke the record, they told themselves they could. Before the business owner built the empire, they told themselves they had what it takes. Before the person found the courage to change their life, they whispered to themselves, "I can do this." Your inner dialogue is the foundation on which your external reality is built. If you want to change your life, you must first change what you're saying to yourself every single day. The problem is, most of us have allowed the world to become the author of our self-talk. We've picked up the voices of our critics, the opinions of people who doubted us, the harsh judgments we've overheard, and we've made them part of our own mental conversation. Without even realizing it, we've repeated those negative messages so many times that they've become our truth. But those voices don't have to define you unless you let them. Every day, you have the power to choose what your mind hears the most. It's like a river. Whatever you keep pouring into it will eventually flow into every part of your life. If you keep pouring in self-doubt, it will flood into your decisions, your relationships, and your opportunities. But if you keep pouring in belief, courage, and purpose, it will flood into your strength, your vision, and your ability to rise when life gets hard. Self-talk is not just a pep talk, it's a daily training ground for your future. When you speak to yourself with intention, you're not just making yourself feel good for a moment. You're rewiring your mind. Science has shown that your brain is constantly changing, building new neural pathways based on what you focus on and repeat. When you keep telling yourself, I am capable, I am resilient, I am learning and growing every day, your brain begins to align your actions with those beliefs. You start making choices that reflect them. You start seeing opportunities where you used to see obstacles. You start walking with confidence where you used to hesitate. But this doesn't happen by accident. Just like a garden doesn't grow by accident, you have to plant and water the seeds every single day. That means catching yourself when your self-talk turns toxic and replacing it with something empowering. It means speaking to yourself with the same kindness you would use for someone you deeply care about. It means understanding that the words you say in the privacy of your own mind have the power to either chain you to your past or launch you into your future. Some people wait until they feel confident to start speaking positively to themselves. But the truth is, it works the other way around. You don't wait for confidence to arrive, you build it by the words you choose. Confidence is a consequence, not a starting point. And every day you tell yourself, I can handle this. I am stronger than I think. I have what it takes to figure this out. You're building that inner strength brick by brick. Life will always bring challenges. There will be moments that shake you, people who misunderstand you, and setbacks that tempt you to give up. But in those moments, your self-talk becomes your anchor. When the storm hits, what you've been telling yourself every day will either keep you steady or pull you under. That's why it's so important to practice it before you need it. Because when pressure comes, your mind will always fall back on what it knows best. So, if you want to shape a destiny filled with purpose, strength, and fulfillment, start shaping the conversation in your own head. Choose words that lift you, strengthen you, and remind you of the truth about who you are and what you can become. Repeat them so often that they become louder than fear, louder than doubt, louder than the noise of the world. Because when your daily self-talk aligns with the life you want to live, your destiny will have no choice but to follow. Your mind is like fertile soil. It doesn't argue with the seeds you plant. It simply accepts them and brings them to life. And what you plant in your mind the most is what will grow there. Whether it's hope or fear, strength or insecurity, love or bitterness, the mind believes what it hears the most. This is why the words you feed it daily are not just harmless thoughts. They are the blueprint for the life you're going to live. If you tell yourself every morning, I'm not good enough, your mind will start finding proof to support that belief. You'll notice the times you've failed, you'll remember the criticism you've received, and you'll overlook your own victories. But if you tell yourself every day, I'm capable, I'm learning, I'm becoming stronger, your mind will also look for proof of that. It will remember your resilience in hard times, it will focus on the progress you've made, and it will push you to take steps forward, even when the path isn't clear. The mind doesn't care whether what you feed it is empowering or destructive. It will take it in and make it real. This is why it's dangerous to allow negativity to have constant access to your thoughts. The voices of doubt from others, the opinions of critics, the echo of your own mistakes, they can become the soundtrack of your life if you let them. And over time, that soundtrack will play on repeat so often that you start believing it's the truth. But here's the good news, you can change the song. You can replace it with words that inspire, heal, and strengthen you. The more often you do it, the more your mind will believe those words instead. It's like training a muscle. The first time you replace a negative thought with a positive one, it feels unnatural, almost forced. But as you do it over and over again, it becomes second nature. Your mind gets used to hearing words of faith instead of fear, gratitude instead of complaint, possibility instead of limitation. And because the mind always works to align your actions with your dominant beliefs, your life begins to shift in that direction. The tricky part is that your mind doesn't differentiate between truth and lies. It just believes what it hears the most. That's why people who constantly tell themselves they can't do something often give up before they even try. And it's why those who repeatedly affirm their abilities often push past obstacles others think are impossible. The difference isn't in talent or luck. It's in the messages they've allowed to take root in their thoughts. If you think about it, everything you've ever achieved started with a thought you believed enough to act on. That belief came from repetition. You heard it enough, whether from yourself or someone else, that it became part of your reality. This is why daily affirmations are so powerful. It's not magic. It's simply the principle that your mind will eventually accept as truth whatever it hears most frequently. But there's a flip side. If you constantly expose yourself to toxic conversations, endless complaints, and self-defeating words, your mind will absorb those too. And once it believes them, it will unconsciously direct your choices to match them. That's why guarding what you hear isn't just about avoiding gossip or negativity from others. It's also about being mindful of the words you speak to yourself. The mind is like a loyal servant. It will work tirelessly to fulfill the instructions it's given. If the instructions are, "I can't do this," it will find ways to make sure you don't. If the instructions are, "I am capable of figuring this out," it will open your eyes to solutions you never noticed before. The instructions you give it are written in the words you choose to repeat, and over time, those words become your reality. So speak to yourself with the intention to build, not break. Feed your mind the truth about your potential, not the lie of your limitations. Remind yourself of your strengths, your progress, and your ability to grow through anything. Say it often enough, and your mind will not only believe it, it will make it happen. Because at the end of the day, your destiny will always bend toward the words you've allowed your mind to hear the most. Life has a way of testing you when you least expect it. Plans fall apart, people disappoint you, challenges pile up, and suddenly the world feels loud, unpredictable, and overwhelming. In moments like these, it's easy to feel powerless, as if you're being tossed around by forces you can't control. But there's one thing you can always control: what you say to yourself. This is where affirmations become more than just positive words. They become your armor, your shield, your unshakable foundation. Affirmations build inner strength against outer chaos. When everything around you is uncertain, affirmations remind you of what is certain: who you are, what you stand for, and what you're capable of. They are the anchors that hold you steady when the current of life tries to pull you under. The chaos outside may scream that you're not enough, that you won't make it, that you should give up. But when you've trained your mind to repeat words of faith, resilience, and hope, you create a counter voice inside you, one that speaks louder than the noise of fear. Think about a tree in a storm. The wind may shake its branches, the rain may pound against its leaves, but the strength of that tree doesn't come from the weather, it comes from its roots. In the same way, affirmations grow deep roots in your mind and heart. They don't stop the storm from coming, but they keep you from being uprooted by it. Every time you affirm, I am capable, I will get through this, I choose peace over panic, you're strengthening those roots so that no matter how fierce the storm, you remain standing. The beauty of affirmations is that they don't require perfect circumstances to work. In fact, they're most powerful in imperfect ones. When life is calm, affirmations prepare you. When life is chaotic, affirmations protect you. And when life feels like it's falling apart, affirmations remind you that you're still whole inside. The outer world may be messy, but the inner world you've built through intentional words remains unshaken. Some people think affirmations are just about feeling good, but they're far more than that. They are mental training. They are how you program your thoughts to respond with clarity instead of confusion, with strength instead of fear. When practiced consistently, they change the way you react to stress. Instead of letting panic dictate your actions, you begin to act from a place of grounded certainty. Instead of getting lost in what's going wrong, you focus on what you can make right. Chaos has a way of making people forget who they are. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to be consumed by anger, fear, or hopelessness. But affirmations keep your identity anchored. If you've told yourself daily, I am patient, I am wise, I am resilient, then when the chaos hits, those words echo in your mind, guiding your choices. They remind you of your values and your power, even when everything outside is tempting you to abandon them. It's important to understand that affirmations don't erase reality. They equip you to handle it. They don't magically remove problems, but they help you face problems with the mindset needed to solve them. When you affirm, I am calm in the face of challenges, you're not denying that challenges exist, you're declaring that they won't control you. This shift in perspective is what turns struggles into stepping stones. The world will never stop being unpredictable. There will always be noise, always be demands, always be moments where life feels like too much. But you are not powerless in the face of it. Your thoughts are your first line of defense, and affirmations are the way you fortify them. Just like a soldier prepares before the battle, you prepare your mind before the chaos, and when that chaos arrives, you're not scrambling to find strength, you've been building it every single day. So when the noise gets loud, let your affirmations speak louder. When the pressure rises, let your words remind you of the strength within you. When the storm rages, stand tall in the truth you've been telling yourself. Because while you can't always control the outer world, you can always master the inner one. And in mastering the inner one, you'll find that no chaos can take away your peace.